Kalbe was a wretched dinosaur. He had lived his whole life full of hate. This had caused him 10 divorces, from which he only had one child, his daughter named Jolie Strudel, who he hadn't talked to in years. It only made sense now that as he sat at the doctor's office, having just heard he only had 8 months to live due to cancer in his kidney, and that the wait list for a kidney like his was at least 12 months. He thought of reconciling with those he had wronged in life, and maybe even donating his money to the homeless he had despised so much. He climbed to the top of a building to contemplate suicide. He was a very prideful dino, and could hardly even think about changing his ways. He could jump from this height and end it all. He decided that was not the way. He pulled out his phone and gave his daughter a call. Jolie's phone began to ring, and she saw it was her father. She didn't want to pick up, as most of the time he called it was just to tell her she was a disappointment. But she answered anyway. She was too nice for her own good. Kalbe greeted her. His voice was old and frail. Jolie rushed her father to the point impatiently, attempting to assert herself. Kalbe pleaded his situation to his daughter. He said he regretted his life and simply wanted to redeem himself to those he had wronged. He offered a formal apology. Jolie accepted the apology and agreed to visit her father in his final months. Jolie went to her father's mansion in upstate New York. When she met her father, he looked very ill. He told her of the extent of his illness, and she felt bad for him, bad enough to go pick up his medication. She went to the pharmacy, but before she entered, a large white van drove up and 2 goons came out and swiftly kidnapped her. Kalbe had paid them off so that they could harvest her kidney, and he could have an organ transplant. He wasn't going to die, and he certainly hadn't changed. He was just as ruthless as ever. Jolie woke up in a bathtub full of ice, with an aching pain in her side. She looked, and she had a scar right where her kidney once was. Kalbe woke up from his surgery not feeling good. His body had rejected the organ, and he didn't have long. He paid the organ traffickers and the unlicensed surgeon to take his daughter's other kidney. Jolie walked out of the cheap motel where the illegal surgery had taken place, when another white van pulled up, and the same men came out, put an ether rag over her face, and brought her back to the room. Kalbe felt amazing after his second surgery. He had at least 30 more years to live, but the same couldn't be said for his daughter. She woke up in an alley with her first kidney in a cooler beside her.